Hello students, welcome to yet another lecture on the topic diagrammatic and graphic representation of the data. In the previous class, we just saw what is the need for the graphs and diagrams, how diagrams and graphs are useful, the functions, the important certain rules and regulations, and also under that we did solve what are the type of diagrams you are studying, one dimensional and two dimensional for POC 1, and under one dimensional we just started with the simple bar diagram. So in today's class we will see which are the next examples on one dimensional diagrams. So under one dimensional diagram there is a next type that is called as multiple or compound bar diagram. So what is this multiple and compound bar diagram? Here you have multiple diagrams together. Multiple bar diagrams are used to represent various sets of interlinked data. Here a set of adjacent bars, one from each component is drawn for comparisons. Bars are differentiated with the shades or colors and an index is provided for easy reference of the bars. So multiple bar diagrams is where I'm just showing it to you all. This is going to be when adjacent, like it's getting joined. This is a multiple bar diagram. And for simple bar diagram, what you do? They were just simple single bars. This is a simple bar diagram. This is a simple bar diagram. If the more than one or two bars are being adjacent or attached to each other, such a diagram is called as multiple or compound bar diagram. We will see an example. Following is the data showing food grain production in different years. Draw a multiple bar diagram to represent the data. What is the question here? Food grain is given, rice, ragi, wheat. Then production is given in tons and it is given for 3 different years, 2008, 2009 and 2010. So you have to represent this in terms of, you have the freedom to represent in terms of years also. For example, 2008 you can make rice, ragi, wheat, or rice you can make for 2008, 2009 and 2010. What they have done here is multiple bar diagram is represents food grain production for different years. So we will see what they have done here. See for 2008, rice, ragi and wheat. So these are the values here. Now which is the maximum value here for 2008? It is 200. It is 200. And for ragi it is 120 and for rice it is 150. For 2009 the value, the production is 90 for rice, 150 for ragi and 250 for wheat. Similarly for 2010 the production for rice is 100, then 140 for ragi, then wheat is 280. So these values, how it is being represented. Please pay attention, the scale is mentioned here, 1 centimeter is equal to 50 tons they have taken. Then the scale here is, you have the freedom to take the scale of your choice. But yes, keep in your mind the scale should be quite reasonable enough to show that the diagram is neat and attractive. Don't take a scale where the diagrams are very tiny. It should be nice, bigger diagram should be shown and it should be neat and attractive. Then it's starting with 0, 50, 100, 150, 200, 250 and 300. So the maximum value here it can take among these is 280. It is 280. So we will see for 2008 how they have made it. See, they have written the 2008 here. And these width of these things, this is the width, they are all same, you have to keep same. For rice you can give a different design, for ragi you can give a different design, for wheat you can give a different design. So means rice the same design is going to be here, then ragi same design is going to be, then wheat will be also same design. That you have to keep in mind. If you are giving star to rice, all the 3 should be same, and if you are giving circles to ragi, then all the 3 should represent in circle form only. So what we have done here, the maximum value, rice is taking here is 150. So this is your rice here, you mark up to 150. Then comes ragi. Ragi is how much? Ragi is 120. Ragi is Yes. Ragi is, you're making the mark here, 120. This is 120. Then wheat is 200. So all these three are represented for 2008. Similarly for 2009, you're going to first mark for rice, that is 90. Then 150 you're going to mark, and then you're going to mark 250. Then for 2010 also, first one rice production is 100. See the 100 values here. And then 140 is for ragi and wheat is 280. You only have to see those values, take a scale of your choice, I mean a proper systematic scale, and mark those values and see year is 2008, 2009 and 2010, and you have made an index here. You are showing an index. This is very, very important. And here y axis you are writing the production, and here you are writing it as years. So this is an example for multiple bar diagram. We will check one more example of the same type. Draw a multiple bar diagram from the following data. What data is here? The data is about population and it is in millions. There are three different years: 1971, 1981 and 1991. And three different religions, four different religion is there: Hindu, Muslim, Christian and others where everybody are belonging. So here also same thing. Which is the highest value it is taking here is 82.7. So 82.7 is the maximum value it will take, and we will see how the values are being represented. 1971, 1981, 1991. Four different religions are there. Hindu is there, Muslim is there, Christian is there, others are there. And please pay attention, all these four are having different color, different shade or different design. That is the only thing you have to keep in the mind. And all these are they are adjacent to each other. So such diagram is known as multiple bar diagram. So what is the first, for the first year, Hindu it is 82.7, Muslim it's 11.2, Christian it is 2.6 and others is 3.5. So 82 point is the maximum marking here done. Then comes Muslim, then comes Christian, then comes others. Similarly, you do it for the 1981 year also. See the values marked separately for all the four different religions, and then for 1991. Children, for this you have to take a graph sheet and do it systematically and slowly and steadily. It's very easy. As far as I remember, in your high schools you have done such type of diagrams. Now coming to the next one, we will see which is the next type of one-dimensional diagram. The next one is component or subdivided bar diagram. Now component or subdivided bar diagram, before I explain, I want to show it in the form of a diagram. For example, this is a graph, your x-axis and y-axis. Component means in the bar itself you are going to make divisions or sections or components like this separately. This is known as component or subdivided bar diagram. In one bar only, when you are making different sections, that is known as component or subdivided bar diagram. Now let us see what the definition it says. Here simple bars are drawn for the total magnitude of the variables. Further, the bars are divided into various segments, each segment representing a given component of the total. To distinguish between the various components, different shades or colors are used. For easy reference of the components, an index is provided. These are useful in comparing the total magnitudes along with the components. We will see an example now. See, what is the example or what is the information? For the following data regarding the expenditure of families A and B, represent the data by subdivided bar diagram. There are two families, that is family A and family B. They have given the expenditures, means how much money is spent on food, on clothing, on house rent, on education, fuel and others. So for family A, you are going to make a separate component or subdivided bar diagram, and for family B also you are going to make a separate subdivided or component bar diagram. Now for this, in this textbook they have directly given, like how they have made the sections. To make things more easy, first and foremost you have to make the total of this. You are going to make the total of this, the total of these two, and we will see what the total is. This is 0, 24, 24 plus 6 is 0, carry over 1, then 10, 15, 8, carry over 1, 4, 5, 6, 7. Hope my total is correct. Let me check once more. The best thing what I can tell you all, you write these cumulative values. You write these cumulative values. I am telling you all how to do. So the family A, the first value is 2, 2, sorry, the first value is 2, 5, 8, 0. The next value plus 8, 8, 0. So this is 0. You're going to write the cumulative values of all of them. You're going to write the cumulative values of all these, and then you're going to make the marking here. For example, the first one here, the maximum value, the total what is here, 8100 it is going to take here. This total is going to be here 8100, and this total we will see what the total is. It's more than 11,000. Please calculate and check the totals. I am telling the procedure how you are going to do it. So the first value here, let me write it here. It's 2580 plus 880. So this is 0, 16 carry over 1. This is 8, 14 carry over 1. This is 3. The next value here is going to be cumulative is 3460. It's going to be 3460. To this you add this value, and to this total you are going to add this value, and to this you are going to add the value, and the last one you will be getting it as 8100. Those values you have to mark here in the subdivided bar diagram. If you closely pay attention, those values only are being marked here, and all for different, for example for fuel, others, education, everything, all these different diagrams are being done for. So in subdivided bar diagram you have to mark or give different designs to all these components, different segments you have to show, and this index is represented here. To be more precise, I will show the calculation what it is. Now see, the first one is 3350. Yeah, let me show the calculations to you all. 3350 plus 1250. So here this value, when the cumulative you do, it is going to be 4600 plus this value you are going to add. So plus 1550. So that is going to be, this value is going to be 6150. To 6150 you are going to add 450 plus 450. That is 660, and the last one is plus 2000, that is 8600. Let me check the total once more. So this is 3350 plus 1250 plus 3100 plus 1550 plus 450 plus 2000. So this is 11,700. Means what I am trying to tell you all is all these total, first what you have to do now, you are going to do the cumulative values and write here, and these markings only, see I am not having a proper space to show it to you all. These markings only, so the total here is 11,700. The highest value when you make the total of these, it's 11,700 here. So just do the cumulative values. I will show the calculations to you all. The first one value is going to be 3350, first one, then 3350 plus 1250. Okay, that is 3350 plus 1250, you get it 4600 plus 3100. I have no space, but I'm just showing it to you all. So plus 3100. This is 7700. So this is 770 plus 1550 plus 1550. This is 9250. Please, you have to make the calculations and solve on your own. And this is 9250 plus 450. 9250 plus 450. It's 9700. And the last one, 9700 plus 2000. That will give, yeah, this is 11700. The total of this is 111170. Similarly, you want to make the total here 8100 and make the cumulative values. Cumulative values means adding the first one, keeping the first term as it is. To this you add 850, then this total to the third one, these three total to the fourth one, to this to the 280. So please do the calculations, and those calculated values if you mark, things are going to be very easy, and those markings only you do here. You do these markings here. Whatever those values I showed you all, you can do these markings and draw the diagram. And for each separately you are going to make a design and represent, and then you are going to show the index. So this is how a component bar diagram is done. Try it out, you will understand. Just pay attention how it is being done. We will see one more example of the same type. Following data represents the major consumptions of food grains in Karnataka state. Represent the data by a subdivided bar diagram. Now see, we will see what this is. Already, yeah, the best thing they have given the total. So the total here, this is the total here you want to mark here. The total 1320, you will be marking here 1320. Now here how they have taken the scale 0, 200, 400, 600, 800, 1000, 1200 and 1400. They have taken a difference of 200. So the maximum value is marked here. Always the maximum value is marked. And then afterwards the first value is what here? The first value is 450. The first one is 450. This will be as it is. Now this value 450 plus this value 450 plus 320. This will be 770. This marking 770 you want to do, and 770 plus 150. This is going to be 920. 920 plus 400. 920 plus 400. It's going to be 1320. See, you got your last value 1320. These values, if you do the marking, they'll be more easy for you. 770, 920 and 1320. See. First one is 450, then 720, then 920 and then 1320. So we are to get these markings because we are starting here from 0. So directly when we go in increasing order, because if 400 is there and the next value is small, it becomes difficult for you to calculate. So you are making the total of these two things and making the total of these things, writing here, making the total of these things and finally writing here. So this is how a subdivided is done. For your convenience, you will be doing the cumulative values and marking there. Now the next diagram is the percentage bar diagram. Here percentage bar diagram means you have to always keep in the mind the maximum value it will take here is going to be 100. So your bar will be 100. Suppose you have to draw 1 bar, 2 bar, the maximum value is going to take 100. Means all the normal values are which are given to you all. You are going to convert that in the form of percentage. You are going to convert that in the form of percentage. How do we convert that? The formula here is individual value divided by the total value into 100. Anything that you multiply by 100, it becomes in the form of percentage. We will see how it is being done. We will see this here. Following are the marks obtained by two students A and B in an annual exam. Represent the data by percentage bar diagram. Now for student A also you are going to do separately, and for student B also going to do separately. I hope the calculation is mentioned. We will see here. Now what is the convert the marks into percentage? So individual value divided by the total value. One sample is given to you all here. The first one, the total is 526, the total of these marks. The total of these is 526. The first one is 72 divided by 526 into 100, that is 13.69. We are approximating into 14. Why we are approximating? Because we wanted to make it as 100. One more calculation they have given for statistics. It should be 97. There is a print mistake, I guess. Yes, there is a print mistake. For student for student B the statistics, they have given a sample how to do it. For student B, the value for 95 divided by 544 into 100 is equal to 17.46, which is approximately equal to 17. So separately you are going to calculate these values in terms of percentage. The first one is 14, you have approximated the decimal value, then 16, 18, 17, 18. This total should be 100. You are going to approximate in such a way that this is 100. Now in this particular example, they have written again the cumulated value. The first one is written as 14 as it is. 14 plus 16 is 30. Then 30 plus 18 is 48. Then 48 plus 17 65, 65 plus 17 is 82, then 82 plus 18 is 100. So these cumulative values will be marking. The for student B, you are going to calculate on your own and you will be doing it individually. I will not explain on that. You have to practice it on your own. Now we will see how these values are being marked. See here. The maximum value, the scale what here you are going to take is 100. It's going to be 100. This is the 100. And those cumulative values what we have done. For example, the first value is 14. Then next one after 14 it is 16, 18. All those values are marked here. 14, 16, 18. All those values are marked here, and the maximum it will take is 100. You children have got a task. You are going to find the individual values in terms of percentage. Find the cumulative values, mark and solve this. Percentage bar diagram basically means you are going to convert that in the form of percentage, and the maximum value it will take is 100. So here it is 100 and this is also 100. The maximum value it is going to take it as here is 100. So anything in the form of percentage conversion, it is known as percentage bar diagram. Then you are making these components or subdivided bar diagrams and giving the designs or color or shades of your choice, and never ever forget to write this index number here. So in this class we dealt with multiple bar diagram, subdivided or component bar diagram, and percentage bar diagram. I have only given the explanation to you all, and I had a bit difficulty in giving the calculation because of the space and not doing it in a proper way. But yes children, it is your responsibility that you take the example, solve that example and do it and practice. That's all. So in today's class we have finished the different types of one-dimensional diagrams. Thank you.